So, this is a new game called Serious Acting that we invented just sort of recently. So we're going to try it out. We're going to see if it's funny and if it's worth watching. So, how the game works is we start by picking cards, we read them off, make a scene, and then start. Only this time, we're not allowed to laugh or smile during the scene. If we do, the person who laughs or smiles has to leave, and they are replaced by another person. And then the scene goes on. And the rules are, you're not allowed to laugh or smile, and you have to say in a way every card you pick up. You either have to read it word for word, or you have to say one aspect of it, or find an alternate meaning to it.
Yeah.
In some way, but you're not allowed to throw it out or disregard it at all. If you do, then you're out.
Yeah. So we got a ton of expansions for Cards Against Humanity. So there's gonna be some interesting choices of cards, and yeah. Well, if embryonic stem cells are good enough for a heart that is 2 sizes too small and therefore cannot pump an adequate amount of blood, it's good enough for me.
That's just disappointing.
Yeah, it is, because I feel bad for Caribbean Jesus and his come out.
A heart that's 2 sizes too small is good enough for me. Okay. If embryonic stem cells are good enough for a heart that's 2 sizes too small and therefore cannot pump enough blood, then it's good enough for me. Does that make sense?
Teenage pregnancy.
Well, I feel like that's just like getting pregnant again.
Basically. Well, I guess that would make sense. I mean, isn't pregnancy a very promiscuous experience?
It's like mold, really.
Mold?
Yeah, mold. It's mold, and it's how awesome I am. Like, really, do you understand how awesome I am?
Well, it's like the consensual host.
Same topic.
What does that have to do with a heart that's 2 times too small? That's being good enough for you.
This is a real spicy situation. What do you think?
I think you just need to relax a little bit and let the powers of super yoga.
Okay.
Which is a new scene, because I don't know what. Having the worst day ever. Hashtag penis envy.
What's the matter, good chump?
There's a lot of things going on. First of all, you know those ladles that you get fruit punch with?
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, well, I was using one, and I'm so bad. I gotta bring the gay away.
What's the matter, good chump?
The ghost of Marion Brando.
Wasn't he at the Academy Awards?
No, he died before the Academy Awards because of video games.
Video games.
It was a very sad experience. It just filled me up with so much handicapped reluctance. I don't know how. I can't even comprehend words. It's making me so healthy.
Would you feel better if I got you a bowl of Fancy Feast?
You are just brilliant with this whole idea of like the worst day ever. I mean, like, penis envy? Really? That is dysfunctional.
Well, it can't be as bad as ejaculating a pound of tinsel.
Well, I don't know what that's like, because it's all of liking big butts and not being able to lie about it. That's my life. My life is just all about those sharp butts.
You sound positively honorable in all your endeavors. You know, I think that it'd be really important for you to get some clams. Have you considered getting clams?
No, I'm considering a peaceful and non-threatening rise of China for you. Because you are just depressing. You have got to be the most disturbing person I have ever met. Just the worst day ever. You are junk mail.
This would be a bad time to bring up that Burmese tiger pit, wouldn't it?
You know how that makes me feel. You know that I'm just worldly. You make me worldly when you talk about that thing with the Burmese tiger, and then that whole other thing with some sort of Asian race of people just hanging out so they can just be lovable and silly.
Okay, before you get too badass, I'm gonna go Cindy Crawford on your ass.
Like the lady who's always selling those intelligent products?
Refined, but more or less. She's nothing more than a giant powdery man baby. And that's what I see right in front of me right now.
Puppies.
So how you doing today?
I'm a little messed up.
Can't be more messed up than crawling into a vagina. Because that was my last experience.
I woke up half naked in a Denny's parking lot last night. So if you're gonna give me some sass, I'm not gonna consider you to be a trustworthy person.
Okay. Now, let's not get all sassy like some giant squid in a wedding gown. Let's think about this like faking a jellyfish sting so someone will pee on you. You know, strategic here. Let's be dominant. Let's be mature, and let's become rich so that we can shed our body and turn into vapor.
You feeling a little hyperactive today, John?
What?
You're hyperactive. You're being a little melodramatic. I am not fond of your recreational vehicles!
You know what? I don't like that tone. You know, you're acting like an asshole pomegranate that is hard to eat. You're really starting to make me feel like corn.
Maybe if we just divided you by 0, you would just disappear.
You want me to mention that sexy, naked, interactive thing at the theater, Bud? Or do you want me to talk about Pokemon?
I did that for fundraising purposes.
No, I'm pretty sure you did it for inconceivable purposes.
It was to help the Boy Scouts of America and Bill Nye the Science Guy and black people. It was an organization for all of those people.
Or was it? Or was it so that you could finish your little project? Your little bioengineered assault turtles with acid breath?
Have you been pumping iron again, John?
No, but I feel like you're being really necrophiliac right now. You're acting really out of this world.
You're kind of dangerous, John. Words hurt, man.
Yo, don't make me bring out the sleeping pills. Zip zap, zip
I was
zap.
just trying to help the John T. and Catherine T. MacArthur Foundation and the Centaurs.
No,
and now you're threatening me!
Yours. Security.
Everyone join hands and close your eyes. Do you sense that? That's the presence of auto-cannibalism in the room.
Oh my.
Wow.
For those of you who don't know, that means you're eating yourself.
Did you hear about the Beatles?
Yeah, I think so. They were like talking all about dead parents, right?
Yeah, well, one time at one of their concerts, they had the whole crowd join hands in a large circle, close their eyes, and basically they sang the song about auto-cannibalism.
Were they using opposable thumbs?
I would imagine so. I mean, there's a good chance there were some dogs in the crowd.
Well,
I mean,
you know those Beatles fans. They're all peaceful.
and dignified. But, you know, it kind of makes you wonder about frolicking, wouldn't you say?
Well, if it's all about auto-cannibalism, then it makes you like, it just turns you into a much younger woman.
Really?
And poverty is like, that's become a problem because of all the much younger women.
That's very funny, because I'm pretty sure a lot of it happened right after the attack on Pearl Harbor.
That's hot. That is like kamikaze pilots. And Sean Connery, oh my goodness, isn't he adorable?
Just like King Henry VII?
I don't know what he looks like, but I sort of think he might have to do with the homosexual agenda.
I would imagine so. I mean, he was very lean. I mean, his fashion sense is probably questionable for these days, but you know.
He's just savage and motivating.
Yeah, just like my God damn it.
So, you know, there was this whole thing, you know, going on with these small town cops with M4 assault rifles shooting everybody. But, you know, it's okay because everybody stopped. They all joined hands and all began a weird satanic ritual of auto-cannibalism. Trying to feel something, you know, anything for each other because, I mean, most of the people in that town had Ebola.
That sounds like something you'd see in the Holy Bible.
Yeah, you know, the Holy Bible had a lot of things, so, you know.
Yeah,
But, I mean, it all had to link up with, you know, either auto-cannibalism or a vague fear of something called ISIS.
it's very orgasm-inducing.
Like reading an entire book.
That's pregnant.
Oh. That's
And
interesting.
contagious.
You know, ever since this whole auto-cannibalism thing, you know, these news reporters got a video of it, it has literally been a blockbuster late fees up the wazoo because everybody wants to get their hands on that really, really observant footage of this groovy new thing called LSD and
Yeah,
people
like
eating
people-
themselves.
And getting really high, too. It's disgruntled. Just,
Yeah.
It's caffeinated, like, they're like really, they got so much stuff running through their system, no one knows just how velvety they are.
Yeah, but I mean, when you think about it, when we go back to our primal instincts, it is just really normal for us to just eat ourselves and listen to
it's
rock
ageless.
music and pre-martial sex.
Yeah, that's just healthy and flabby.
So but you know, like we have all these issues in America and stuff.
Yeah,
But just
like-
remember the 9,000 children who starved to death today.
And the defective condoms that made those kids happen.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I get that, but you know, it's not always the condom's fault. It is sometimes the Hawaiian goddess Kapo and her flying detachable vagina who
Yeah.
is to blame.
You're Judge Judy right now. And African children.
Whoa, that was rude. You know, don't make me call up my friends at Congress who have flaccid penises withering away from their suit pants.
You are just a sad fat dragon with no friends.
Whoa, okay. No, that's just really, really offensive. I mean, that just kind of gives me a flashback to the Grinch's musty cum-stained pelt.
Like the 21st century. And Victorian England.
Scrotum tickling.
That's unusual.
And I don't
aged.
know. It's kind of like, Moses gargling Jesus' balls while Shiva and the Buddha penetrate his divine handles.
As soon as you start that, I'm like, you're not gonna last.